Okay, good morning everyone. Shalom Aleichem, Brucham Abam. We're learning Sefer Chofetz Chaim, Hilchos Lashon Hara, Klal Beis, Sif Katan Yud Aleph. On Motzoi Shabbos, we learned as follows. Even though the Rambam does say that if somebody says Lashon Hara in front of three people, one of those three people are allowed to repeat it, the conclusion of the Chofetz Chaim is stay away from that heter, because realistically, it is almost impossible to meet all the conditions that are necessary to be able to take advantage of the kula of Apei Tlasa. He says, Yesh, I'll just read to you the end of Yud, Re'ei Achi, Kama Yesh Lesrachik Mikula Zu, dear brother, how far you have to distance yourself from this leniency, Shekemad Ein La Makam B'Metzias, practically it has no place in reality, especially, we learned, you might be allowed to say it, the listener is not allowed to listen. So if you know that they're going to believe it, you're over lifnei iver leisitein michshal. And also, we don't even know if we paskin like the Rambam. So stay away from it. Stay away from it. Yeah? Okay. Siv Katan Yud Aleph. V'hinei lefi ma shebeyan be'ezus Hashem yisracha klam da'apei tlasa. According to what we explained with the help of Hashem, the rules of Apei Tlasa Tzarech Lizar, you have to be careful. Kishayoshvin Shiva Tuvei Ir. When the 7 administrators of the city convene, La'ayin b'divar hanhagas anshe Ir, to analyze the practices of the people of the city, B'inyanei ha'arachais, in certain evaluations, V'chayotze b'zeh, B'davar shu chayv l'zeh u'zechus l'zeh, in a manner that it could be detrimental to one and beneficial to another. But like this, you have a board, the board gathers together to decide about what to do with Ruvain and Shimon, you know, who they should award a piece of potato kugel to. There's a big din Torah, who owns this piece of potato kugel, and the board decided that Ruvain should get the kugel, okay? Or the pisal, or the seat in shul, okay? That's more like, you know, there's a big machlokes. Ruvain said his great-grandfather sat there, his grandfather sat there, his father sat there, I should get the seat. The Shimon said, yeah, but Ruvain, you haven't showed up in 17 years. Why should you get the seat? I'm here every Shabbos. So the board awarded it, let's say, to Shimon. So now what? The thing is, they took a vote. It was 4-3. They voted in favor of Shimon. V'nechleku b'deos, v'amdu l'minyan. They made a count, v'hochu b'saruba. K'sheyetzu meichad harakah, when they emerge from convening, tzrichin lizar ma'od, they have to be very careful. Kol echad v'echad, shaloi l'saper acher kach dato edas ploini. They can't say, I really agreed with you, Ruvain, but Yehuda and Yisachar and Zvulun, they were against you. You can't say over your opinion or the opinion of so-and-so, that at first was lenient with plenty of chaver rabu alav, but the other members of the board prevailed, or they forced these people to follow their view. It goes without saying, if they made up amongst themselves that when they leave their chambers, they won't breathe a word, or they won't say anything to the person who it was about, that the detriment was relevant to him. It is certainly asar. But even regularly, they didn't make up anything. They just took a vote, and they voted 4-3. Even if it's not your intention to reveal. Only to haphazardly to say in a language that appears, maybe you want to say, look, Ruvain, I really agree you should have the seat. Your great-grandfather had it, your grandfather had it. But what you want me to do? You want me to fight with the other members of the board? I can't fight with the other people. That's gamkein iser gamerhu. You can't throw them under the bus. You can't say they were the ones who issued this psak and you don't agree with it. Ulefi das hayad haktana, according to the Yad Haktana, the Yad Haktanas of the opinion, afilu emisaper stam, even if you just relate Stam ich shadata hoya metchila lahakel aloisei ploni. How your opinion originally was to be lenient with Ruvain, v'achar kach amdu laminyan, and then they voted v'hochu basaruba, and they filed the majority. Gam kein aser, even if you don't say that, even now you disagree with them. Meaning, all you say is, in the beginning you thought one way, and maybe even now you don't agree with them. If you look in the Ber Mayim Chaim, he says, what is this opinion of the Yad HaKtana? This is what we wrote in Parak Tes, the Yad HaKtana writes in Parak Tes of Hilchos Deos, regarding the subject of Apei Tlasa, that the whole heter of Apei Tlasa is only if these three people and the speaker were not originally engaged in that inyan, just the guy happened to come in front of the three people, he said such and such, so he obviously wants it to get out. But if originally they were all talking about that topic, it would be prohibited for it to be repeated. Chofetz Chaim says, "Ve'ein sham nafka mina." There is no difference bein la mesaper davar zameyatzmai, whether you unsolicitedly repeat the back and forth in this court case, uveinim amar alav chaver b'cherufin al dvar zeh, or if somebody came cursing at you, how could you issue this ruling against me? And in order to wiggle out of it, you say, no, it wasn't me, I really agree with you, it was the other members of the court. Hapsak sheyatz me'itim al dvar pleni b'chol gavni, in all circumstances, asur lahatil eso avla al chaveroi, you cannot put the blame on your friend, ulasalka me'alav, and remove it from yourself, af shehu MS, even though it's true, even though you did agree with him, or even though you do agree with him, you can't say, I agree with you, but what do you want from me? It was the other people who made that decision. Okay, that's today's Chofetz Chaim. Tomorrow's, the top part is short. There's a nice footnote in Sivkatan Yud Beis. Stay tuned for tomorrow's schedule, because I have a bris, okay? It might be a little bit later. Hatzlacha, have a good day everyone. Shkayach.
Recording stopped.
Yes.